Have you ever dreamt about stepping into the shoes of great Marvel characters like Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, or the Wasp? Maybe you just watched Quantumania and want to take on Kang the Conqueror yourself. Hey everybody, I'm CSG aka Comrade Blue, and I'm here to give you a breakdown of one of my favorite games, Marvel Champions. What exactly is Marvel Champions? Well, Marvel Champions is a cooperative living card game published by Fantasy Flight Games that invites players to take on the role of famous Marvel heroes and stop some of the Marvel Universe's most infamous villains. As a living card game, it's constantly expanding with new scenarios, characters, and campaign packs to keep things fresh and provide players new ways to stay invested. You might be thinking, that sounds cool and all, but how do I play? We'll go through the basics, but know that there are a variety of different rules or factors that may come into play, conveniently placed inside these two books. Don't worry about information overload if you're just starting. Once you have a handle on the basic gameplay flow, you can start adding in all the extra pieces. Let's get started. We're going to begin by selecting one hero for each person playing. If it's just you, then select whatever hero strikes your fancy. There are 5 heroes included in the core set: Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Iron Man, and She-Hulk. Spider-Man is very beginner friendly, so let's start with him. I usually sleeve my cards, but felt it was a little bit easier to see them without them for the sake of this video. Before we delve into the rest of the cards, let's check out the rest of the components in the box. You'll see that along with the 5 heroes previously mentioned, the core set contains 3 villain decks: Rhino, Claw, and Ultron, 30 status cards, 4 hero hit point dials, 1 villain hit point dial, 62 damage tokens, 33 threat tokens, 16 all-purpose tokens, and 5 acceleration tokens. It might seem like a lot of pieces, but it all click together once you put your play space together. To set things up, we're going to take our hero, in this case Spider-Man, and choose a side for them to start. Each hero has an alter ego on their flip side, and determining which side to place up factors into the overall strategy of the game. Set the hit dial to the corresponding number on the bottom of the card. We're going with Peter for now, so that's an HP of 10. If you're playing with friends, select someone to go first and follow through in clockwise order. If not, toss a first player token to the side. Then, take your obligation card and put it to the side as well. Look for the orange back Nemesis cards in your hero deck and pull them out. Spider-Man has Vulture, who has 5 cards. Shuffle your deck and place it near your identity. Grab your tokens and status cards and place them somewhere with easy access. Now, it's time to choose a villain. We'll go with Rhino because he's the starter and, well, it just makes sense. Villains have sequence cards. Rhino, in this instance, has 3. Stack 1 on top of 2 and place 3 to the side for now. Set the hit points the same as we did with our heroes and place nearby. We're also going to choose a scheme. This is essentially the villain's path to victory and what they're working toward. Follow any setup listed, then place nearby. Now you can modulate here if you want to. There are many additional schemes and scenarios that add to the difficulty, but we'll go with the beginner one, Bomb Scare. Throw the obligation card for your hero in as well, and then shuffle. Now that that's all set, look at the hand size on the bottom left of your card and draw to that amount. Discard any unwanted from your hand and draw back up to your hand size, then get ready for a showdown. The villain wins if they scheme enough to hit the number on the top left of the scheme card. This is multiplied by the number of players as well. Some schemes also have stages that progress when completed, making the villain more difficult to beat. Heroes start in an upright position. To use powers and abilities, they exhaust or rotate sideways. They'll ready back up next turn, or if a card action says to. From there, we're going to go through a round, comprised of a hero turn, then a villain turn. If you have a hard time remembering the flow, these handy face cards walk you through everything. On a player turn, you can change form between identities once per turn, play an ally upgrade or support card, trigger an action card ability, or use an ally card. To play cards, you have to burn resources by sacrificing the appropriate number and sometimes type of cards that you have. You'll see the resource type, blue mental, red physical, yellow energy, or green wild on the bottom left of the card. Green can be used as any other color resource. Black Cat has a cost of 2, and we have 1 card that'll give us 2 resources, so let's burn it and play Black Cat. Because she's an ally card, she'll have a life counter on the right and will sometimes take damage attacking or thwarting enemies. Once allies take the listed number of damage, they're removed from play. Say you want to use the power listed on Spider-Man's card. Attack damage, scheming thwarted, and defense value are listed in blue, red, and green respectively. To do this, you'll say what exactly you're doing, exhaust your card, then go through with that effect. If you're an alter ego form, exhausting heals you the amount listed in the yellow recovery box instead. It's very, very important to know when to heal versus when to fight, and your form will also impact what the villain's going to do next. End your turn by discarding any number of cards and redrawing back up to the hand size, then ready your hand and let's switch over. Say for this example, Spider-Man attacks Rhino for 2 damage, so we'll go ahead, deal that, but now it's his turn. Every villain turn you'll place threat on the scheme, again impacted by the number of players. It's just me, so 1. Now you're going to draw a boost card. This will be the first card that you pull from your villain deck. Look for the boost icons on the bottom right and add 1 to your villain's attack or scheme for each one. If your hero is in hero form, the villain will attack. If you're in an alter ego, the villain will scheme instead. If you're being attacked, you do have the chance to defend. You'll exhaust your hero or an ally, then remove the green box number from the total damage. Apply what's left to whoever is defending the hit. If you pull a card with a star instead of boosting, follow that card's instructions instead. After your villain schemes or attacks, draw the next card, place with your player, and reveal. Depending on what type of card this is, you may add attachments to villains, endure extra schemes or attacks, fight minions, face another scheme, or pull in your nemesis. Once that's done, switch back to the hero side. And that's the basics of how to play. It may seem like a lot, but once you get the hang of things, it starts to move pretty quickly, and the twists and turns of card pulls make every game feel different. That's actually what I love so much about this game. To me, Marvel Champions does a great job blending a multitude of factors into its gameplay to make it accessible and customizable. That's why I really recommend playing it. You can use pre-built decks or build your own of a hero choice, around 40 to 50 cards. At the time of this video, Champions has 5 story-driven expansions, 28 additional hero decks, and 5 villain scenario packs. That's a lot of heroes, villains, schemes, and cards to choose from. You can add schemes or additional cards to make villains more difficult, use action and event cards to boost heroes. That's all without even mentioning aspects, scenarios, modular units, and so much more. The artwork is nice, heroes feel unique with gameplay true to their characters, villains feel like threats. Champions is just overall a lot to sink into. And that's it, everybody. Our heroes are primed and ready to take on Kang, but will they win? I hope you enjoyed learning more about Marvel Champions and hopefully decide to give it a shot, either on your own or with some friends. Stay tuned to Roguely for more game breakdowns, movie, and game reviews, as well as all sorts of other great content that we're building. Thanks everyone, and always remember, go Roguely.